You're listening to The Megan Werner Show on brandlive.co.za. To book Megan, go to www.meganwerner.co.za now.
Hello guys and welcome to the Megan Werner Show. So today is the last radio show for the year 2017. Today in studio we've got Dylan and then Ntando will be joining us after the second ad. So welcome Dylan.
Thank you. It's very great to be back here.
Yes, and it's it's great to be back from America. Yeah, we just went to America. I went to Vegas, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. It was really cool. I also did some speaking in Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was very cool. There was this huge event where everybody went to, and then for Bitcoin, and then there was also an event called GoPro.
So you speak at both of them?
No, just at the one. And then, Tony Robbins was one of the speakers. It was definitely one of my highlights. And then in the meantime, in Vegas, I also turned 16.
Wow, that should be a great experience to turn 16 in another country.
Yes, and then the crazy thing that I did for my birthday in Vegas, it was really intense. So I'm really afraid of heights,
Yes.
You won't believe it. In school, we have 3 stories,
Yes.
When I walk to math on the 3rd story, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so high. So in Las Vegas, there's this thing called the Stratosphere.
Yes.
And that is a building that is over 108 stories high.
Yo.
It's really high. Like it's like the Eiffel Tower. You see pictures of it and then it's wow, it's so big. But when you actually get there, it's like
it's a lot bigger. It's a
huge.
lot bigger.
So I only saw it from our hotel room. We were in the Westgate Hotel.
Yes.
So you'd look out and then there was the Stratosphere and I was like, oh, it's not that big. I can jump. So I wanted to do the bungee jump off the Stratosphere because I heard it was definitely something cool to do. So I was like, it's not that far. I can do it. Yes. And then when we got to there, when I was standing at the building, I was like, no way, this is so high.
Suddenly the 108 story became 216 stories.
And like 1,000 stories. It was so high. And then I thought to myself, well, in my book I write about comfort zone and everything. So
yes, you can't be a hypocrite. You need to do what you say.
Yeah, feel the fear and do it anyway. So then I did the Stratosphere jump and the video is so funny because I decided to take a video as well because you had to buy the video extra, but it was well worth the money.
Yes, I actually watched it. It's extremely funny.
Because I didn't do the height thing at all. So then they went, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And then I first looked off the edge and it was
she's like,
no way, I'm going to die. And then I just went, okay, 3, 2, 1. And then I jumped. And then you just hear
screaming. And then actually in the middle of it, she stops.
Yeah,
and smiles. And she looks extremely comfortable.
And then it's like, oh, this is so beautiful.
And then 2 stories down, she starts screaming again.
Yes, when you get like really close to the floor, it's like, whoa, okay. No, how safe is this? And then you start screaming again.
You're wondering, is the rope gonna catch me? Is my knees gonna break?
what is gonna happen now? So yes, that was really cool. It's like a 17 or an 18 second free fall. And you might be thinking, 17 seconds, that's nothing. Until you actually time it from 1 second to the next one and then you're falling the whole time for 17 seconds.
It's actually a long time. It feels like forever if you're there.
But I must say the best birthday gift I had was having the privilege to see Tony Robbins speaking. It was really amazing time. We did the GoPro event on my birthday as well. And it was lots of fun.
Yeah, I think it's a very great privilege to see Tony Robbins at any of his events, even listening to him on his phone. Because he is on your phone. He's just such an amazing inspiration, and if you listen to him, your inspiration just starts flowing.
And what I'm amazed by is how well he can see the patterns of people. He can immediately, like, there's this one I saw. There's so many inspirational stories from Tony Robbins. You should definitely go watch him. The one was a girl and they said, what are your new goals? And speaking of goals, we are going to talk a little bit about goals for 2018. Yeah.
How to set them, how to do them, how to reach them.
Yes. So then the one was a girl and then she wanted to have a better diet and things like that.
Yes.
And as he was talking to her, the actual problem was she and her dad didn't have a great relationship and she wrote her dad off and things like that. So from her wanting to lose weight or stuff like that, and she was in good shape, she was really beautiful young lady, and then she wanted to lose shape because of she wanted to eat healthy things to get attention from her dad.
Wow.
And then the other one was a guy that's been stuttering for like 30 years, and then he got solved, like Tony Robbins solved his stuttering for 30 years in 7 minutes. Yes, that's
he probably had a problem with family, or he maybe got embarrassed by public speaking.
Well, the thing was he got abused by his mother got abused by his father. So his father was abusing his mother, and then he was watching this cartoon, and in the cartoon, when the one cartoon got in trouble, he would start stuttering, and then that would solve the problem. So then the boy did that from age 2. And then, that's how he started stuttering for 30 years. And Tony Robbins solved that in 7 minutes.
Wow.
So that's really cool.
That's amazing.
We're quickly going to take an ad break. And I would love to share a funny story with you guys that happened to us in America while we were in San Francisco. It was very funny. The American people as well. Very interesting. But we'll be back after the ad.
brandlive.co.za. Megan Werner is South Africa's dynamic young speaker who shows her skills in areas of assisting attendees to realize their potential through showing them what is possible if you believe in yourself and take charge of your destiny. No matter the age or size of her audience, from 5 to 5,000 people, Megan touches a chord with her honest outlook and natural frankness. She has spoken to corporate staff meetings to lift team morale. Trainers use Megan within their sessions to add another dimension to their presentations, and her talks take people out of their comfort zones and encourage them to look at the way they approach their lives and work relationships differently. Megan is often sponsored by corporates to speak at schools around the country as part of their CSI initiatives. Visit www.meganwerner.co.za now. You're listening to brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back after the ad break on the Megan Werner Show. So now we are joined in studio by Ntando, our other co-host. Welcome, Ntando.
Hi, Megan.
You got some troubles getting here.
Just a bit of traffic.
Okay, because we were like half an hour beforehand. We were playing on the swings
and we said, no, he's not going to make it. He's not.
10 minutes. Then 10 minutes, we're like, okay, where's Ntando? And then 5 minutes, we're like, he's not coming. And then finally you got here, and then thank goodness. Yeah. So we were just talking about my American trip, my 16th birthday in Vegas, which was really cool. And then, so we went Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and then from Las Vegas we went to San Francisco, where the Golden Gate Bridge is, and there's the Alcatraz, which is a prison. Yeah, that's very cool. It's like Robben Island, just in San Francisco. So it's an island which is also a prison.
Wow.
Only thing different is they didn't have Nelson Mandela in prison.
Yes, I actually wanted to ask you, in the different cities, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and San Francisco, did the people's attitudes differ?
Yes, it did indeed. Los Angeles, people were more focused on work and things like that. They were quite more serious there. But there was the Hollywood sign, which was really cool. And then all of those, it was like almost like Santon. It was very cool. Then in Las Vegas, everybody was just in this party mood. Everybody just wanted to gamble and party and everything.
Well, it's like the party city of America.
But the interesting thing there is you have to be 21 to be able to drink, but 16 to drive, which is quite weird. In South Africa, 18 drive, 18 drinking, but in America, it's 16 driving and 21 drinking. So, which was quite like, what?
I think it's more safe that way because then there's no drunk driving when you're 16.
But the funny thing is, so my sister turned 18 about a year ago, so she's 19 now. And then she was always rubbing it in my face, and then she's allowed to go clubbing and things like that, and I'm not. And then I was just, oh yeah, whatever. And then when we got to America, I was like, no. Now you're not allowed to go again. Yeah, and then that was quite funny. So when we went from Vegas to San Francisco, it was quite funny because we moved up to business class, and in business class we sat next to this one guy, and my mom started talking to him and things like that, and then we asked him about his career and things like that, and then we realized it's Jay Bodie. Now Jay Bodie is he's very famous in America. Like very famous. And then what fascinated me the most was their accent. It was so funny, their accent. So
the American accent is quite weird English.
And he lives in San Francisco. So if you don't know who Jay Bodie is, he's a very famous drag racer. He's got a program on drag racing and things like that. It was really cool. And he's also got the world's fastest car, if I'm not wrong. So
wow, that's very
I think
great.
it's like 540 kilometers per hour or something like that. I'm not sure about that. I'm not that into cars. More planes is more my thing. But yeah, so then he said no, the next day he would show us around and things like that. Because he's been living in San Francisco his whole life. And then we said, no, we wanted to go watch a game. If it's a basketball game, a football game,
whatever.
any game, just an American game. And he said, yes, the basketball is on tonight. I'll take you. So we sit in traffic for like an hour and a half to get across this bridge. And then finally we get to the other side, and when we get close to the game, he's like, wait, something's not right here. And then he's like, oh man, the game's not here? What? Oh man. And then he was always on his phone. Like literally the whole time he was on his phone talking to people or something. And then he phoned his friend. He's like, man, you won't believe what I did to my people from South Africa. My friends from South Africa. I took them to the game and the game's not even here. It's in Auckland. Man. Oh, man.
So what did you do then?
And then we had to go back an hour and a half in traffic. So we sat 3 hours in traffic in San Francisco for a game which wasn't there. And we didn't even watch the game.
So did you just go home after that?
No, we went to have dinner with this guy. It was a really nice place where we had dinner. And then there was this guy. He's an author and a public speaker and things like that. And he's got a really interesting story. So he was in a bad neighborhood, and this just exclaimed again how important choosing your environment is. So he was in this environment, and he started drug dealing while he was 15.
Yes.
And then, the feds got onto him and they wanted to catch him. And then he ran away from them. And then he ran away for 8 years. He was running away from the feds. And it was quite interesting. And while he was in prison then he decided, no, this is enough. 8 years, he can't do that anymore. So then he decided to go give himself in, and I think he got like 12 years in prison. Wow. And while he was in prison, he read 600 books.
Yo, that's
600 books. And
lot.
then he just decided when he started running away from them, he just decided he had to turn his life around. He had to change things and things. So now he's a mentor. He mentors children. He takes them to Africa and then shows them the things. He's really, really inspirational. And I was thinking when he said a drug dealer that's been in prison for 12 years, I was like, oh no, here's something coming. But the thing is, he says he's like 47 now, and he
Yes.
hasn't used drugs once in his life. Even though he was a drug dealer, he didn't do drugs. So it's just his way, because they didn't have food. He lived on the streets and things like that.
So
So
it
there
was
was no
just,
other way of making money. So, and then he just turned his life around, and he's now a really great inspirational speaker and an author. And he wrote about his book and things like that. So that was really
Yeah.
cool meeting him and stuff like that. And yeah,
It's really amazing.
Wow.
running away for
Yeah,
8 years.
and I
So-
think not a lot of people can turn around their lives.
turn
I
their
mean,
lives around.
Most
and
prisoners backfires when they come out, and
they
they
do
drugs
it again.
or
Oh,
they
yes,
kill
but-
again. Or
but he just totally changed his
Yes.
life, and he's also like really wealthy. Like
Wealthy,
he
yeah.
did well for himself, and that people like that I just look up to and say, "Well done that you turned."
yeah,
it
they
from-"
deserve. They
Yeah.
deserve
Yes.
what they got. They worked for it. You can you can see they worked for it.
Okay, so Ntando, are you ready for your rapid fire?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you cool? So 60 seconds on the clock. Are you ready? Okay,
Yes.
and go.
Go.
Porsche or Ferrari?
Ferrari.
Blonde or brunette?
Blonde.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Oh, blonde. Yo, okay. Plane or a boat?
A boat.
Okay. Sing the chorus of the latest Taylor Swift song.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know it.
That have you heard it? Are you ready for it?
Bum, bum, bum.
No, 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 no.
Okay, we must stop singing. Plane or a boat? Tony Robbins or Robert Kiyosaki?
Robert Kiyosaki.
Told you.
Okay.
Name-
Ellen or Oprah?
Oprah.
Frozen or Spider-Man? Frozen.
Spider-Man.
Sky jump or bungee jump?
Bungee jump.
Okay.
Name-
What's all the colors on the South African flag?
Red, blue, green, white, black, and yellow.
Oh yay! Tony, name your favorite public speaker.
Well, first it's Robert Kiyosaki, then I think Robin Banks, one of my favorite.
And then, what's the color of your toothbrush?
Green.
Mine's pink and white.
Mine's
yours,
blue
Dylan?
and white.
This is so random, guys. Like, oh my gosh, really? Yeah. Okay, so next thing, like we were talking about the guy that was in prison for 12 years and all that stuff. The goal setting was also quite a
Yes.
highlight.
Yeah.
To set your goals, and it's end of the year, so next year is new year, new goals.
Yes, New Year resolution, and I think 2018 should be the 1 year that you complete those resolutions. Finally.
Yeah.
But the thing that I do with goal setting, it doesn't have to be in 1 year. It can be in 10 years also.
Yes.
Because a thing that Tony Robbins says is you mustn't underestimate. Well, you must. What? Something like people overestimate
Yes.
what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in a
10.
decade. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, if you put your mind to it, then
Mm.
you can actually do anything in 10 years because you can do a lot in those few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
go with Megan because I think for me it's I don't want to do something in the year and then like 6 months down the line I forget. You know, like everyone who wants to go to the gym
Yes.
in January,
Yeah,
February, the gyms
we
are full.
we didn't join the gym in January. We only went like June, July. When we came back
Yeah.
from Russia, all that eating, we had to go gym. So yeah, but it's definitely a time to get some of your goals straight and do things.
Yes.
When I already did my goal setting for 2018. But the thing that I do is I set my goals for 2018, and then the first 2 months I achieve them, and then it's like, okay, new goals. But there's always this thing that I say is you must set 3 terms of goal: a short-term goal, which is about between 6 months and a year;
Yes.
a medium-term goal, which is in
1
5
to
years.
5, yeah.
In 5 years. And then there's a long-term goal in 10 years or 10 to 25 years. Like, then you can answer that question, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yes.
Then you can answer it and be like, bam, I got my goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, my new goals for 2018, okay, so we've got this chart. It's a circle that you do. So it's your financial goals, your goals of your career,
Yes.
your spiritual goals, your social goals, wealth, health goals.
Wow.
Yes. like how much you want to weigh or eat more healthier or something. But a thing that I really realized when we said goal setting is to be specific.
Yes.
Not just I want to eat more healthier. I want 70% of my plate to be vegetables or something like that.
And try to get it to motivate you, because if it's just like someone else's goal that you think, oh, I also want to do this, then
It must be your own goal.
Yeah, you're never gonna do something that doesn't motivate you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I love gymming. I'm really motivated to gym and keep myself in good shape. Because if you're not in good shape and if you don't look after your body, how do you want the rest of your life to fall in place if you don't even have that part right? So, but there's always time for change and there's space for change and always, it's never too late, basically. So, and then, so my goal for next year is I'm going to build a plane with a team of teenagers. By the way, you're part of this team. Just so you know now. So, and then, basically we're going to build an aircraft.
Okay.
Yes, one that can fly, an aeroplane. And then I'm going to fly it from Cape Town to Cairo. So I'm busy doing my PPL, which is my private pilot's license.
Wow.
And then I'm going to fly it from Cape Town to Cairo.
And probably back too.
If the plane makes it, because I'm gonna build it. So I'm just joking. I must have faith in myself.
Yes.
Ntando, what is your biggest goal?
For me, I think it's getting more speaking gigs. So
Yes.
for me, I set goals for 2017, 2018. So I've achieved most of my goals for 2017, including my book launch, which is on Friday.
Yes.
you know.
Wow.
Cool.
Yes, on Friday at Constitution Hill. And you're invited.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think that's one of my biggest goals.
That's very cool. What's the biggest thing Dylan, what's your goal?
My goal for 2018 will be to start making my first movie and to grow. My friend, we have a YouTube channel where we make short movies. So the biggest goal for me is going to be to create an actual movie with a production
If I'm not wrong,
team.
Amazon is validating your movie
Yes.
right now. Yeah,
Yes.
that's very cool. And then what is the biggest goal you've achieved in 2017? Ntando?
For me, I think one is finishing the book, and then the second thing, I came top of my academics this year as well.
Number one.
Yes, number one in the
Wow.
Ooh,
Whoa.
So,
In the country, what?
well, in my grade, in my entire school, so
Wow.
I came number one there, and I got a message from some of the embassies from Italy, China, and India that want to take me for university.
Wow.
That's very
That's-
cool.
That's amazing.
And Dylan, what is your biggest achievement?
My biggest achievement is becoming the co-host of this radio show. So-
Thank you, Nintendo.
Sorry, Nick.
Joking. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I must say mine was one speaking on the stage with Robert Kiyosaki. That
Yes.
was really cool. Another one was the Russian tour that my book actually became a bestseller. I always knew it would be a bestseller. I'm just joking.
Here comes it. Here comes it.
Ego. But yeah, I'm really glad and thankful. I'm so thankful that it could be a bestseller and that I could change so many people's lives in other countries like in Russia and Vegas, where I could have the privilege of speaking in front of so many people. So yeah, I don't know. I know there's something that I'm missing, but I'm not sure what it is. So yeah. Guys, what is our thought of the month and then also the thought of the year? Ntando?
For me, the thought of the month is planning. So this month is all about planning, making sure that 2018 is going to be the greatest year that you've ever had. And I think my thought of the year is all about determination. So if you're willing to go for it, if you're willing to do whatever it takes, I think you should go for whatever you believe in, whatever you want to achieve, and that you shouldn't quit when the going gets tough, because sometimes it gets tough and sometimes it gets really, really tough. You know, tough, so tough that you don't think you can handle it.
Yes,
But then
and
there's
can't go
nothing you
further.
can't handle, you know. There's nothing you can't handle, and you just shouldn't quit.
Yeah. Mine, I must say, okay, Dylan, you go first.
Okay, fine. My thought of the month, I think, is healing. you should heal from everything that happened in 2017 and start to let that go. So 2018, you can go in free. You have no chains, no emotional stuff holding you back from reaching your goals.
Wow.
And
That was good.
my thought of the year is reach for the stars and you might reach for the moon and you might land on the stars.
Yeah, shoot for the moon and you might land in between the stars.
Yes.
Okay. Mine is that if you go read, I don't have time to expand on that now, but if you go on the success stories of other people, like how they persisted and like Honda,
Yes.
and they had nothing, and they were shot down so many times where they literally had nothing. They had to live in their cars or
Yes.
anything. If you're in that situation, or maybe in a different type of situation, there's always a way, and it's not easy always, but
Yeah.
if you keep persisting and keep going for it. And then another thing is, yes, it's the New Year's, but there's never a time not to set goals. Always
Yes.
set your goals, what you want to achieve, because if you've got goals, you've got direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think the big thing with people and goals is that they hear that people they got shot down, but they think it was once or twice. But these successful people got 100 of that.
10,000
10,000. I mean, Thomas Edison took 3,000 tries or 10,000 tries
10,000
to figure out electricity.
Yeah, and
lamps.
just keep staying positive. The no doesn't mean a no. It's one no
It's
closer
just-
to your
yeah.
yes. So yeah, enjoy your festive season, guys. Take it easy and then work really hard.
for 2018.
Very, very hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, bye guys.
Bye.
You have been listening to The Megan Werner Show on brandlive.co.za.
Catch her again on the first Tuesday of every month.
www.meganwerner.co.za.